Morning from the Lake District. We're just here in the Northern Fells this week after a brief hiatus. So we're doing Ullock Pike, Carlside, Longside, then Skiddaw, the big boy, and finishing on Bakestall. Not sure how you pronounce that really. So yeah, there's a few ways you can approach Skiddaw. Out of breath already, but Wainwright described this way as a wonderful expedition. So if it was good enough for him, it's good enough for us. And today, as you can see with the weather, certainly feels wonderful already. We're only about 5 minutes from the car, but you probably see over my shoulder there, the views are pretty impressive already. Just over to Bassenthwaite, might be able to see Little Binsey in the background, but yeah, there's not a cloud in the sky. It's about 8:45 in the morning. Still a bit of a chill in the air, but you can tell it's going to be a hot one. So hopefully break the back of the ascent before it gets too warm, and then we'll be probably done for about 2 o'clock, I reckon. 1 maybe, if we're optimistic, but we'll see how the weather affects us. So yeah, I'll keep trudging up, get my breath back, and talk some more in a bit. So as with a lot of these fells, there's a couple of stories about how the names originated. One for Skiddaw is it's derived from 2 Norse words, scoot and hauga. Apologies to any Scandinavians watching. And what scoot and hauga translates as is Archer's Hill. So Nordic Vikings did settle this area. I think they came over from Ireland after some sort of internal strife over there. So they did come to Cumbria. So yeah, Scoot Hauga, Archer's Hill, and you can imagine maybe some resistant Cumbrians raining arrows down from the hillside there down into the valley. But I don't think anything has ever been found to support that claim, although I could be wrong. So if you know, give a comment below. Anyway, enough gabbing. These two are waiting for me. Got Chris, who you'll know from quite a few of the videos, and my dad, who you might recall at the start of the year came on the High Street walk and we got absolutely drenched, but conditions couldn't be more different today. You can see those wind turbines in the middle distance, and in the background I believe is the Solway Firth. So yeah, making good progress. As we get up Ullock Pike here, I think the views should open up a bit more. Should be able to pick a few things out. So I'll give a stab at naming them correctly. I'll ask Chris if I don't know what they are. How do you do, my fellow kids? Cap on backwards. Once again, I must stress, for anyone who's not seen other videos with me with cap on backwards, this is not a fashion choice. It's to let me forehead breathe and to protect the back of my neck with the peak, because it is absolutely boiling. 5 to 10. When we set off this morning, the mountain weather forecast said there'd be feels like temperatures up here of 3 degrees, I think. There's absolutely no chance it feels like 3 degrees now. It's boiling. Just a good job. We're going to break the back of the ascent on the early part of the walk. So once it is getting hotter and hotter, we'll be on the flatter bits of the walk. So it should lessen the burning effect of the sun's apocalyptic rays. But can't moan about it because we are going to the Keswick Beer Festival later. So once we're showered, sat down with a cool pint in the shadow of Skiddaw, we'll be praising the sun. But we just need to persevere for the time being. Path is continuing to be really good and clear, easy to walk up, no big loose stones for you to snap your ankle on. And I think it's looking at other people's videos, seen one of Abbey Barnes and Lake District Films, the paths are pretty clear like this all the way around, which is a bit of a blessing, because on some of the lesser walked routes, as you'll have seen, there's no path at all really that you can discern. But this is a popular walk, hence the greater investment in proper paths to save the erosion of the fell side. So we will try and stick to them as far as possible. Just summited the first wainwright of the day, Ullock Pike behind me, and the views, well, I don't think I need to say any words to describe them. Absolutely stupendous. Lord's Seat over there, I think Low Fell and Fell Barrow right in the background, round to Lowes Water just round there. You can see the Newlands Horseshoe, Cat Bells, Dermot Water, and then I think Glaramara in the background, and then Keswick down there. But yeah, we're continuing up this way, Longside, then Carlside, and then up the big fella there, Skiddaw, and then back down Bakestall. Someone will have to clarify which one it is to me. And then back down the road into Bassenthwaite village itself, and then I think we're going to pop into the Sun Inn down there just to imbibe some post-walk refreshment essential to maintain the energy levels. I think it's Jennings pub, that one, possibly. Well, I don't know now with the Cockermouth brewery site closing. Obviously they still make Jennings, but I think it's, be careful here while I'm gabbing about beer. I think Jennings is owned by Carlsberg Marstons now, and when they move the brewing site, obviously the source of the water is different. So noticed, you know, it did drop off in quality when they got bought out. But that's life, I'm afraid. So do tend to try and go for the more local brewers that do still make the beer around here. I don't know if it's just psychological, but it does seem to taste better when you know it's it's made in the area with the water that comes off some of these very fells. Well, in fact, there's Lowes Water has got the Kirkstyle Inn where they make their own beer. So if you've ever seen Lowes Water Gold, that's brewed out the back there, I think, which is stupendous. Two stupenduses in one clip. A stupendous beer, it's like a golden beer, a bit like Wainwright's, to be honest. But that's absolutely lovely. And the pub itself has got one of the best beer gardens in all of the lakes. Got a little babbling brook at the end, and then it just looks right onto to Melbreck. Melbreck and Hencoombe was a walk we did, I think, before I started the channel. So I'll probably go back there actually once we've physically completed all 214. I want to go back and do the walks again that we did before I started filming, just so I've got a document of record of all of them. Plus some of them we did was were in terrible conditions and you couldn't see anything, so it'd be good to see what we've missed. Might even do that with some of the walks that I have filmed that have been shrouded in clag, which has been a lot of them, as you'll know if you've seen any of the other videos. But not a speck of cloud today. Absolutely wonderful. So path remaining really clear, really pleasant walk. No overgrown bushes or anything yet, although I have spotted one or two lone Christmas trees, or what look like Christmas trees. They're always just in isolation, so I don't know if they just sprout up naturally, or people come and plant them after Christmas. I don't know if that's even possible. But yeah, just a bit of an odd sight really. Seems out of keeping with the rest of the flora. There's the dot. Right, enough gabbing. Go and catch these two up. So just behind me there, we just went across Longside. Blink and you'll miss it, because it's not really a peak at all, to be honest. It's just a sort of continuation of the ridge from Ullock Pike. And like I said, when we did Blencathra and we got to Mungrisdale Common, which was just a big field really, as the name sort of implies, it is often mystifying as to why Wainwright chose some of these, I call them peaks, but they're not really, some of these elevated points to go in his guides, when there's others that are much more impressive but just don't feature at all. So yeah, I don't know, yeah, pretty much unremarkable Longside. But I was talking to 3 ladies behind me there. I think Chris and my dad thought I got lost because I had the drone up. I always try and put it up when there's nobody around, because I'm really conscious that people come up here for peace and quiet and they don't want to hear what sounds like a giant mechanical bumblebee in the sky. So I just kept it out of earshot. But I had the controller in my hand and spoke to them about it. But luckily they were just interested in it really, and how it works, the technology. So yeah, just try and sort of treat people with respect, and the environment with the respect it deserves when I'm up here. So yeah, where are we now? So yeah, just you can see where we're going. Path goes to the right here, which is Carlside, and then you can probably see the path in the sides of the mountain there. Skiddaw, which looks almost like it's a sheer drop off the edge. I'm sure it's not though. I'm sure it's a optical illusion. Shout out to Si. But we'll see when we get there. Approaching the way up Skiddaw now, and there's a diverging path, as you can see. I think the left one is actually the proper path, but from here it just looks like it almost goes vertical as you're near the summit. So the right one is a bit more zigzaggy, but there are, I don't know if you can see, 2 people there on the right who have just attempted this right hand path. And looks like, I don't know, they've gone a bit hesitant. They've started to walk along the contours of the mountain itself. So I think, which one do you reckon, Chris?
I think that right one, because
the right one.
People up there now, they look like they've bottled it.
Yeah. So we're going to take the right one.
I think I'll bottle it.
And we might be joining them in a sec. Oh, fallen over already. One for the bloopers. So yeah, we'll take the right one. And assess it again as we get nearer the top. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm starting to think we made a grave mistake, because this is blooming steep. Jeez, doesn't help being totally unfit either. That lady up there, she was about a mile behind us about 3 minutes ago, and she just skipped past us, said morning, not out of breath at all, and I'm panting like a dog in the midday sun. Can barely talk. I've had to stop for a breather because I feel like I'm going to pass out. But if I was to pass out, what a place to go. can just see the entire route we've walked already now. Ullock Pike, long side, Carl side, and we've come up here. I think we're nearly at the top. I hope we're nearly at the top, because my legs are absolutely killing. Right, let's go and see. Just noticed there's taking another breather and look back towards Keswick. You can actually see the beer tent for the beer festival later. I don't know if you can see the sort of rectangle, the big white rectangle there. So it's being hosted on Keswick rugby field to raise money for the local rugby club. So yeah, feels a million miles away now though. I'm still not up Skiddaw, not even near up. Bloody hell, need to get fitter. Finally, things have levelled off a bit, thank God. It was hard going there, but views have opened up to the other side now. You can just see Blencathra there, and Mungrisdale Common, which is another nothing Wainwright, which we did a few videos ago. We were shrouded in clag, but yeah, not today. The weather is glorious. And I've just realised I need to apologise. I've had me zip undone. Nobody wants to see my dad bod on the screen. But I'm really hot in this top. I had to wear a long sleeve one. You probably noticed I've got quite a range of brightly coloured tops, but they've given some people the ick. So yeah, decided to wear a dark coloured one for this trip. Not gonna upset anyone. So yeah, you'll have to put up with the undone zip, I'm afraid. I might blare it out when I edit the footage, see how bad it looks. But we are nearly at the top of Skiddaw, fourth Wainwright of the day. So we've just summited Skiddaw behind me. So it is one of just 4 mountains in the lakes over 3,000 feet. The others being Scafell Pike, Scafell and Helvellyn. And it's famous for Skiddaw slate up here, but it's not actually slate, it's like a laminated mudstone. One for the geologists out there, I think it's the home to the oldest stones in the Lake District. 500 million years ago in the Ordovician period. All this was at the bottom of the ocean, believe it or not. So yeah, really old and really tall, a bit like me. So we're just handrailing this fence to the right as we go down to Bakestall, Bakestall. I really need to start researching the pronunciations of these fells before I come. But it's the, yeah, either way, it's the home straight. Just seen a couple of people walking down there, and when you're up here, as you know, anyone will know who's been walking up in the lakes, everyone you walk past, you say, you know, morning, afternoon, yeah, too, without giving it a second thought. And I was just thinking, if you were to say that to someone in the street, I think you were a right weirdo. But yeah, let's just bring the best out of people being in the great outdoors, and why wouldn't it? You know, just look at what we've experienced today, and it's all totally free. So if you haven't, you've got to get up here, and I definitely recommend this walk. The views are probably the best I think we've had of any time I've come up here, not just since we started doing the Wainwrights. My dad, who's a few years older than me, been coming here a lot longer, said today was you know, the best day he's had up here in terms of views and company, obviously. So home straight now. And then I think when we join the road, we can hook a right and it'll take us to the Sun Inn, which I've probably mentioned once or twice already. You can tell how thirsty I am. But I think this path that we're going down here, once we get to the top of the next fell, joins onto the Cumbrian Way, which runs the whole length of the Lake District, and then up to Carlisle for anyone who wants to do a multi-day hike. Loads of videos out there of people who've done that. I think that's probably something I'll look to do in the future, once we've done all the Wainwrights, of course, which will still take a fair amount of time at the current rate we're going. But yeah, once we've done all the Wainwrights, I want to sort of get into doing a few multi-day hikes. Maybe get up to Scotland, do some of the Munros, not all of them. Just another challenge and another environment. But yeah, nearly done now. Nearly on the 5th Wainwright, so I'll film again, speak again once we get to the top of that.
This is the peak, this here, not that one, this one here.
So we've just done the 5th and final Wainwright of the day. I'll put the name somewhere down here and you can decide how it's pronounced before I butcher it any further. But yeah, it was another bit of a nothing fell really, just a cairn on the path on the way down, but another one boxed off anyway. So I can't remember how many that takes us to actually. I'll have to check when I get home and stick something up on the screen. So yeah, all done now. Just continuing down the paths, which continue to be pretty good, to be honest. Been blessed by the weather, of course. I'm sure there'd be a slightly different proposition if it was wet, because it's pretty grassy here, so it can get slick when things are wet. But yeah, been lucky. So just working our way down now to join the Cumbria Way, I think, unless there's a better route that presents itself when we get down there. So we've just got Birket Edge to our left here, and then we'll go past the ominously named Dead Crags. Just walking down here and noticed all these white flowers. Not even going to try and attempt to name what they are, because Alan Titchmarsh I am not. Should see my drive. But what a view that is. Absolutely stunning. This is the thing about the lakes and the seasonality, you know, the distinct seasonality of England, is you can come here in all 4 seasons and just get 4 completely different environments on the same walk. So that's you know, part of the enduring appeal really. There's you know, you can come here every month for your whole life and still be seeing new things and having new experiences. So yeah, absolutely love it. It's been a great day. So we're just on the valley floor now, on the Cumbria Way, which is basically tarmacked, as you might be able to see behind me there. And it is getting scorching. So it's got all the hallmarks of a classic for the beer festival this afternoon. Should be glorious. As much as I'd like to film there, it's probably not advisable for me to take the GoPro, because it is very likely to get lost. Although it is insured. But no, I probably won't take it. But yeah, if you're enjoying the video, thanks for making it this far. And why not take a look back at the other videos on the channel. I think there's about 11 or 12 at the time I've uploaded this. They're all of varying degrees of poor quality, but I'm sure you can get some form of entertainment, insight or value out of them, if not just to see me getting lost invariably on most of the videos. So yeah, just on our way to the main road now, and then I think we can do a right to the pub. So I think me and Chris are going to go to the pub, and my dad's kindly offered to go back to the car and bring it round, so we'll make sure there's one waiting on the bar for him when he gets there. sure if this is mother and child here, but there's a little lamb on one side of the fence and this ewe on the other side. They seem to be calling to each other. But I don't go near it in case I get rammed into the fence. Hello. Hello. Yeah, all looking as confused as each other. Not sure what to do for the best, really. There is a gate at the end. Well, it's got plenty to eat anyway. So we've just been through a field of cows and their calves. I got chased off by a concerned mother. She just sort of walked slowly and ominously behind us. So we were tempted to just start legging it, to be honest. But I think that's the worst thing you can do. So just had to grit our teeth and keep walking through the field now. I think she's gone, unless you can see her over my shoulder. And we're nearly in the village of Bassenthwaite now, at the Sun Inn, which I've not been to before. I think when I read online it said it started selling ale when it was a farmhouse in the 17th century to passing travellers, and then as the Lake District boomed in popularity in the 19th century following the Romantic movement, it became a public house full time called the Bush. Not sure when it changed its name, but that's what most of the sources say when I read on the internet. But the pub website itself says it dates back to the 15th century, but I imagine that's possibly when the building was built, rather than when it started serving ale to travellers. So a bit of ambiguity there, but we won't let that stop us getting a well-deserved pint now. You won't believe it, we've just entered another field with more cows, following this footpath. I feel like I'm in Jumanji. So we've given them a wide berth. There's a load of sheep in the corner up ahead under the tree. I'm hoping this is the last farmer's field. So if you do this walk, take our advice and don't cut through the public footpath across the fields to Bassenthwaite. If you are going that way, just walk down the road. Far safer to take on the cars than the cows. So we'll just wrap this video up, I think, before we get trampled on. So yeah, thanks again for watching. We'll be back out again next month sometime. I'm not entirely sure where I'm going to go yet. Yeah, not sure. I might do one of the walks that I've done previously that I've not filmed before, which I think I mentioned I was thinking about doing earlier, because Chris can't make it next month, so it seems like a good opportunity to go over all grounds and make a bit of a video. So yeah, until next time, I'll see you later.